Hello and welcome to Feed the Queen here on Copeland Plays. We are going to get 100% of the achievements in this game, developed by Quietude. This is kind of a colony building, synergy-based roguelike. We're going to have a lot of fun. You can move by clicking right click. Okay, so we start, and you see that we have spawn larva. Larva, essentially, is like getting a worker. So we're going to get one larva, and we're going to continue clicking. I will explain things, Quietude. No, thank you very much, Quietude. I was actually in the Discord. And why I know this, because I kind of played this and screwed up the recording. So this is my second time recording. And he helped me reset my save. So, thank you, Quietude. Anyway, we can create the Forager's Burrow. Foragers, we can now, when we click on Forager's Burrow, we can create a forager with one of our larvae. Zoom in and out with your scroll wheel. The farmer, I believe, or the forager, pardon, so we'll watch him walk around here for a second. He will eventually create a bush. Though he doesn't seem to want to create a bush. So we're going to make him discover bushes well, can't make him discover. Oh, it's because there's a bush limit on the map, and I think I'd probably already reached it. We can also get the Hauler Dormitory, but we will wait a moment for that because we don't have. Okay, why aren't you discovering a bush? Can I create another forager? Are you bugged? Okay, there we go. Created a bush. I think this forager might be bugged. He's not collecting bushes. Interesting. We can go multitasking. This allows foragers to make more than one bush, but actually I think I just want more foragers. Also, when you spawn larva, it spawns 3, and I always forget that. So we're going to get ourselves 6 foragers, half a dozen, seems about right. And you can see we're getting bushes much quicker now. You could also get multitasking, but acute senses is so much better. And we got another achievement, manual labor. Now that we're at the 50 mark, we might as well pick up the Hauler Dormitory. And we can explain what haulers do. Haulers, we can create 4, so why not? They automatically harvest bushes, essentially. We can increase move speed, and we can allow them to carry. Oh, yes, they harvest, and then they have to bring it back to the queen. And then they go harvest, and they bring it back to the queen. So we can increase their move speed, so they go a little quicker. Still, probably our best option will be just clicking it ourselves. And this larva still is not moving. Maybe if I get multitasking, it fixed him. Because he like assumed his previous bush hadn't been harvested, so he was like stuck in place, is what I'm guessing. Now the problem with the haulers is they are, I guess we can't change the setting yet, they are going to a random bush, and they can only carry 1 berry at a time. So they might just run out into the boonies instead of quickly grabbing the berries that are right here. For 200, we can get the evolution chamber, so we will have a ways to go on that. I think the next upgrade I want to get is strength for sure. We'll get 2 levels of that. They can now carry 3 berries each. Yes, 3 berries each. Right, so we are just about to get it enough. We just need these last couple berries to come in. We can get our evolution chamber. Oh, we need 1 larva first. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit. Still manually is my best way of harvesting. And we now have the evolution chamber. So the evolution chamber allows us to unlock a whole bunch of other buildings. You can see the farm will be the first one we unlock, and we only need 200 for that. Additionally, with unlocking evolution chamber, we got bush may hide another. Foragers gain a 10% chance to discover an additional bush. Not particularly useful for us at the moment, because we're more restricted by our ability to harvest these bushes. Did we also get, yes, we also got opportunism. So food delivering workers may prioritize the food source closest to them. This is pretty useful, but for 400 we'll hold off for now. But as I was saying, they go to a random bush. But actually what was working for me, I was harvesting the ones over here, and then my haulers were getting the ones that spawned all over the map. So I didn't have to, like, you know, stop, look around, see, oh, okay, there's one down here. Then go back to clicking up here. We have 200, so we'll pick up the farm and fresh milk. So the way the farm works, so the milkmaid will jump on the aphids, That will create aphid juice. Aphid juice, I believe, is worth like 5 food, but we need our haulers to go get it. Oh wait, I can just... No, I cannot harvest it myself. So we definitely need our haulers to be a little more powerful. Or just more of them. Actually, I think more of them is probably going to be the answer. Because yeah, I cannot harvest from this. It has to be one of my haulers. I guess also removing some of these bushes would be a good move. There we go. So yeah, they were worth 5 each. So that's essentially how this works. We can get fire aphids. We'll talk about that in a moment. And we can get one... So an aphid produces honeydew, and they're milked every 5 or 10 seconds, and they give you 5 apples of value. So we can get another aphid. We can get 2 more aphids. And you'll see our milkmaid will kind of be jumping a little more often. All right, so we got to 300. A tip I want to mention. So right now, I could spawn a whole bunch of larvae and technically increase my rates. But the price of larvae goes up exponentially. So you will hit a point where you can't buy more larvae. It's like usually what you have to prestige. So don't blow all your larvae to get like short-term gains. You have to kind of think about, okay, well, when I unlock the orchard, how many workers do I want to, designate to that? I'm actually so close. So like me yapping kind of stalled for like an extra 250 already. And the orchard is so much more powerful than the throwers that we're just going to skip throwers for a second. And I will show you the orchard. But having a lot of workers for the orchard right away, pretty nice. Because the first couple upgrades for the orchard are relatively cheap, but you need 2 larvae for every tree. So we will... Look at that. We don't even have the larvae for it. We also got wild apples. So foragers may forge an apple instead. Apples are worth 20... Apples are worth 20 food, green apples, essentially. The red apples that the orchard produces. And no new upgrades anywhere else, it looks like. Nope. So, grab ourselves some more larvae and plant a tree. So the way that the orchard works is every, 15 seconds, a tree produces 1 fruit. Then obviously our haulers are going to need to go down and grab it. Oh yes, every 15 seconds it's then added to this. So similar to how the farm works, it's put into this kind of barn. We can get trees grow an additional fruit, really good. You want to upgrade this as much as possible. Trees grow fruit faster, great. Yummy apples, all apples are with +3 food, that's okay. Trees may produce a pepper instead. We'll get into hot and cold in a moment. I want more larvae, because I want a second tree. So having a second tree is like doubling your rates. And you'll see our workers coming down. He picked up 3. And now he'll give them to our queen. And we get a quick 60. Up in the top left, there's quite a bit going on I haven't mentioned. So first you can see your rate here in the very top left. Below that, you can basically see a breakdown of where you are getting your income from. So you see over the last minute, blueberries have given me 321 food. Over the last minute, apples have given me 180. But you see how quickly this apple line is already starting to meet the blueberry line. And the honeydew is not giving us very much. So maybe if we can nudge, nudge, hint, hint, make honeydew give us less, but buff something else, it could start being really strong. Anyway, we can... Ooh, we are almost at 1,000, aren't we? Okay, we can't do anything. Let's grab the throwers then, and we'll talk about this briefly. So throwers are another type of harvester. They move very slowly, as you can see, but they don't need to bring things back to the queen. They just stand at a resource, and then they throw things at the queen. They can also prioritize the highest food source. So something like this is a big food source, especially when it starts to fill up, and your thrower will immediately go over there. So that's kind of the thrower's whole thing. They also sleep. I guess that's the other thrower thing. They go for a little bit, and then they have to take a little nap. So you can, upgrade that to make them take shorter naps, and you can upgrade their move speed. And that's it. I believe they just harvest the whole... No. Do they harvest the whole node? I'm actually not sure on that. But that is how the thrower works. As you can see, they're really not that useful. Like, they're expensive, and larvae are very limited. So if haulers can do the same job, I'm a little more partial to haulers. Ideally, you don't want mini haulers at all. You want putting all your resources towards producing as much food as you can. We can plant more tree, which is great, and I think we're just going to cruise on until we get Trap Factory. Is there anything else? Yeah, it looks like I'll be back with you when we get Trap Factory. And we have got a queen level up. So the other bars that I didn't talk about, I said, let me talk about 2 bars and then leave one of them totally blind to you guys. This is basically showing, so you have DNA and then you have a level. So these are both based on your income per minute. So if you can upgrade your income, you're in good shape. And so our income got to 1,000 a minute maybe, so we got our first level. When you level, what do you get? Oh, you get 1 brain. Brain matter, is essentially like, I don't know, very limited upgrade resource that you need to upgrade your rates to get. I don't really know how to describe it. Anyway, you can get the cuisine, but there's actually brain upgrades for every single building. So, are we going to go through all of them right now? I guess so. So first we have Royal Jelly, spawn 8 larvae, and another 2 every time the queen levels up. Applies retroactively. Probably a cheap way to get some larvae. I don't think I've used that one a ton. We have Shiny, which is one of your aphids becomes shiny. In addition to its regular production, it also produces a pearl. Pearl gives you... gives you a single pearl, which gives you iridescence. Iridescence triggers every 60 seconds, consumes all stacks of iridescence, and convert to 10% into multiplier for 60 seconds. And because aphids produce once every 10 seconds, you're getting a 60% buff for that, roughly. And the other one is produce twice as much honeydew. That's actually quite good. Actually, both those are quite good. I've used Shiny before, and I quite enjoy it. We have Jackpot, which is additional bushes may hide another recursively. This, if you get Lucky Break to a really high level, would probably mean you could have one worker just generate bush, generate bush, generate bush, generate bush, and just go infinite. That should work. I'm interested in that. Bouncy Head. Haulers may use throwers' heads as springboards to throw their food directly to its destination, 10-second cooldown. Interesting. That means you're going to need a balance of both. Midas Touch. When throwing an apple, they have a 3% chance to turn it gold. Kind of interesting. Flash. While carrying 1 to 3 food items, haulers sprint, quadrupling their movement speed. So if you got this, and you had your strength at... Mine are holding 4, so you would need quite a low strength. They would run really fast. It's interesting. Haulers delivering spicy food gain 50% movement speed and a 3 times faster throw speed. Interesting. Finally, we have Fecundity. Trees grow 2 additional fruits. And arborists jump higher and land with greater impacts, launching fruit all the way to their destination. This is insane. This is so good. Because the vast majority of your income, at least in like the mid-early game, are from apples. You need a lot of larvae in the early game. Like, we're already hitting... I guess we're not really hitting a wall, actually, with larvae. We're doing very well. I've been good at preserving. But at some point, you will hit a wall with larvae. If you have no or very few haulers, and you're producing most of your income through this, you become very broken because you have larvae to spend, and you hit that wall a lot later. Anyway, I want to buy fire aphids. Fire aphids, so we can now switch the mode to fire aphids. Every time fire aphids produce jelly, we get a flaming effect on our queen. What that does... I'm not going to get to see it, am I? Oh, I got an achievement for petting the aphids. Also, did I say we're going for 100% achievements? We are. I think I said that. There's a whole lot of them. There's 80 achievements, so we have plenty to do. Okay, here we go. So, hot, basically, when you get hot, every 5 seconds, it converts 10% of the current hot stacks into a bonus for 5 seconds. So, we need to up our production of aphids for sure. Every item thrown into the queen gains +1 value per stack of hot. Yes. Or per bonus, I should say. What that means is essentially it works really nicely with the blueberries. It works less with these higher value items. We can look at, I mean, let's just get apple upgrades. Oh, golden apples. That's interesting. So just a random chance. Golden apples are with 10x. Just good. Just good. Nothing more to say there. And we do have one brain matter. We could get royal jelly. I don't think I will. Do I get double gaze? Oh, farmers. Farmers create more aphids. I don't know if I've spoken. Yeah, I haven't talked about this. So we added 2 farmers. We got 2 more aphids. Pretty nice. But again, they cost larva, which very limited resource for the most part. We can... Oh wait, what do farmers do? Farmers increase milk production by 1. Never mind. This gives you more larva. Okay, farmers are kind of good, maybe? And you see now we have a bonus of 2. But we're getting so much of our value from apples, I don't care. And that's why I'm getting fecundity, which I think is how you say that word, because it's just really good. Very good upgrade. And we got our first DNA. So, essentially, DNA is our reset. Oh, and we also got an achievement for Golden Apple. And Delicious Treat. Eat a food worth greater than 100, which was probably that apple. So we have our DNA. When you click on it, this is the genetics panel. You have to restart to claim your DNA. So this is our prestige currency. When we also have kind of static. So, or no, sorry, this is how many DNA you've had. And you get these upgrades on the left automatically. So after our first reset, we'll start our colony with 1,000 food per DNA. Pretty good. We can also get all kinds of upgrades. We'll go through them later, but there's a nice one. Upgrade our apples. Probably going to go for that. Also, you can see we're getting quite the build-up. So we're producing stuff too fast. And this is kind of the push and pull of this game. So I'm going, well, I'm producing stuff too fast. How can I impact that in some way? Like, do I upgrade my enthusiasm? Yeah, probably a couple times. And I think I really want to upgrade strength. What I would love to do is downgrade foragers. So that my haulers stop grabbing this low-value junk and grab more high-value apples. But that's impossible for me. Another level up to our queen. Another brain. Also, you have to wait for the brain to creep across the screen. I like it. It increases my immersion. Back to buying apples. Okay, so I picked up iridescence, and something very interesting happened. You saw we got a DNA. I was kind of like trying to remember how iridescence works. So because each pearl gives you one iridescent stack, you need it to stack to 10 before it activates. Once you hit 10 stacks, it activates, and it gives you a multiplier. So I'm getting a basically 0.6 multiplier, which multipliers are huge because your income depends on your percentage. So even a multiplier that only comes up every once in a while, you're still getting more of these, you know, prestige resources, level up resources, which are really what will allow you to progress in the long term. And actually, it's hilarious. I was like, I'm never going to be able to afford to plant a new tree. I'll just get, like, start getting farmers and getting my aphid production beefed up. But actually, I can afford another tree. I believe you can have up to 9. Also, I don't know if you saw there, golden apples are harvested automatically. And also my haulers are working overtime, so that's good. Honestly, I want them to be at their limit for the most part, but we're not keeping up with our production, so we need to beef them up a little bit. You see the strengths maxing out, actually. And we are also... larvae are getting really expensive. So the game is telling me, I think in a lot of ways, like, you need to reset now. Before we reset, let's pick up that last building, the Trap Factory. So, Trap Factory, it's another food-producing building, and we're going to need some larvae for it. You can create a trapper. Trappers go out. They carry this trap. They then drop said trap. We'll upgrade as much as we can here just to try to speed these guys up because they are extremely slow. So you need to invest a lot into them and then they will give you the payback of like very high value resources. The game is like, dude, you need to reset now because we got our third DNA, which I'm actually shocked by, but I'm not complaining. And our haulers actually do seem like they're keeping up. So you see it drop the trap. Now, if we close this menu, this little fuzzy guy here will run from somewhere off screen all the way over to this trap, drop one food, which then our haulers or our hurlers, is that what they're called? Throwers, will need to go pick up that food before it expires. So this food is on a timer and eventually will expire. You can see one of our haulers is going over to pick it up, and I don't remember how much they are worth. 137 apparently. I upgraded it. Apparently 80, but with all our multipliers. Okay, so I think they're 50 base, and I've upgraded it 3 times. You can get Salted Edge to make the food rot slower. Just a single upgrade. And how much is the last tree? Okay, we're a little ways off, but we're not far. But as you can see, the meatball is not producing very quickly, and you need a lot of investment to make it worth it. Also with fire, which is the kind of the main buff we have currently, the meatballs, again, because you're getting them so rarely, it's not going to help you very much. So that's kind of the situation here. I want to get this last farmer just to show it off, but also I'm not hitting 100k. Okay, let's just reset. So I want to get terroir. Okay, upon starting a new colony, you have 3 to spend. Okay, so we will start a new colony, create a princess, and start anew. So you see our baby goes off just like in ant colonies. And we're right back to it. And since we had 3 DNA, we start with 3,000, which will help a lot. We can get the Forger's Burrow right away, which allows us to get the Hauler Dormitory right away, create a Hauler. And again, I want to create as few Foragers as possible so that they don't distract my Haulers. We can get the Evolution Chamber, if we can get 1 more larva, and we can get the Orchard. And look at that, we're already skipping the foragers, essentially. So I'm going to get quite a few larvae. We're going to see how many trees we can make. And get a couple fertility upgrades. So we already got our first level up. That was extremely fast. And when we get this brain matter, this is where this combo starts to go even a little more nutty. So you get Stomp. Stomp harvests automatically, because we have no bushes, and we have no, like, haulers, essentially. We now have just automated everything, and we have no need for haulers, we have no need for foragers. So that means we're going to have way more larvae to use for stuff like planting more trees. The reason these guys are still taking stuff is because there was an inventory in here of 50. Now that they've gotten through that inventory, there's no more for them to grab. And already you saw our feeding rate went up because we don't have to wait for the haulers to move back and forth. And you see how quickly we are gaining food. So that's my favorite little early game, you know, speed through the early game combo. We're going to get 1 more tree here in a second, and things will start going the way of the dodo. I don't know why I said that. We forgot to apply our DNA. I was like, wait, I never applied DNA. Sweet Tooth upgrades bonus by 8 for each unique food in the queen's diet. Very good. Sweet food, technically. So I don't know what applies as a sweet food. I think it's everything but the meat that we've seen so far. Brain freeze, we haven't really talked about cold, and I'm not going to. Well, at least 3 foragers have reached their multitasking limit. Haulers and throwers have 30% move speed. So this is basically saying if you don't harvest your bushes, your harvesters will harvest faster. Meat aphids that grow meat. Haulers and throwers gain 30% movement speed when set to the random priority setting. And terroir. I want terroir. I want Sweet Tooth. And I want entropy. Sure. And we're going to apply them. So that's going to be a nice little buff. As you can see now, 16. Oh, because the golden apple counts as unique food. This does make me want to get one forager. I will not upgrade him at all. He will just be contributing to the foods our queen eats. While we're at it, we'll also get the farm. And honestly, we'll just switch to fire aphids right away. Oh, I don't think fire aphids produce a sweet food. So for now, we'll stick to sticky aphids. Shiny was very good for us, but we don't have a energy at the moment. We can also get another farm. So we're doing insanely well in this regard. As far as our apples are producing, we also are dangerously close to 10k a minute. There we go. So we get another brain matter. And that will allow us to get shiny. And I think I want to upgrade my beloved aphids quite a... Wait, I mean, it doesn't really do anything for us unless we go to fire mode, which we could. I think that was giving us 6 bonus, and each, like, having the... Okay, does our food bonus go down when the honeydew goes away? Okay, our multiplier did go down, so that's interesting, even when we have hot on. Another thing, you're like, why wouldn't you always pick the hot version? The app, or the food from hot gives only 1 food per honeydew, essentially, where the actual honeydew gives 5 per honeydew. So that's, you know, the reasoning around that. We can also just get fecundity, which, like, I'm just getting that. I don't, like, why are we even thinking about it? It's too good. We could go crazy on yummy apples, but I think, okay, so right now we have 2 haulers, and they barely have enough to do, right? Like, even with our 1 forager, which that's always going to stay in the diet, so we don't have to worry about losing our bonus, we can start working on the trap factory. Now, the trap factory, in my opinion, scales very well with having a lot of larvae. So we have a ton of money. We can buy a bunch of larvae. We don't need larvae. Well, we need a couple larvae for this. We need basically 4 more. So we should keep 4 in the barrel. But outside of that, we can just focus on getting trappers. So if I get, I don't know, let's say 10 trappers, and then we get aerodynamics as much as we can. Oh, this upgrade's very good. So sharpening the trap's edges, increasing meatball production by 1, double your income from your meatball production. Pretty solid, if you ask me. We're probably also going to need some more haulers, but I don't know. I think actually the play might be just have 1 aphid and produce as little honeydew as possible, and then get shiny. That might be a big brain play. So why are none of you moving? Someone explain that to me. Like, why aren't you all dropping traps? Do they, like, rest? Like, look, only 1's going out at a time. Oh, there we go. Now they're going. Now there's 2. Okay. Maybe they have to, like, when you spawn them in, they wait for a little bit. I think that is what happened. Almost there on full orchard takeover. And yes, all of our trappers are going to work. So, something to note, every upgrade in this game has a max level, or at least most upgrades in the game have a max level. So once you have 9 trees, I've now essentially maxed out my farm. Now you might be like, well, you can just keep getting prolificacy? That's not how you... Prolificacy? That's not how you say that word. Someone help me. Someone wipe my brain. Prolificacy. Okay, we're not going to say that word, but that also has a max level. I think it is the next level. I might be wrong here, but obviously we can keep upgrading fertility. Also, so we have all these meatballs being produced. You know, I got a bunch more haulers, keep up with the demand. You know, you see them standing around, so we're doing a good job on demand-wise. It's producing, you know, 1k of my 54k. Like, apples and golden apples are just carrying the team right now. So that's, you know, what we should be focusing on. We can get, there we go. So now we have maximum apples on maximum farms, means the highest chance of getting golden apples, which is great. Now we just need to upgrade fertility a couple more times, and then we're going to max out apples. So that's where I think trapping will be kind of the next frontier for us. Okay, so I screwed up. essentially, I was like, oh, shiny so good, I want a lot of pearls. I want to make the pearl producer produce more pearls, so I bought a bunch of farmers. Farmers make aphids produce +1. The thing is, if you look at shiny, it says produces a single pearl. So I did not multiply my earnings by using this. Basically I shouldn't have gotten the farmers. I should have just stuck with what I had, maybe upgraded my beloved aphids, but we don't. Basically, I screwed myself because now all of my haulers are going here instead of out and picking up meat, and so it's expiring, given the meat is still producing nothing for us. So does it really matter? Not really. I'm also going to switch over to fire mode at this point. I think the bonus we would get from all of these fire honeydews is well worth it. We also have a ton of money. Is there anything worth buying? Can I buy the chef? I'm very close, actually. I think that will be our next. Wait, do I need a brain for the chef? I need a brain for the chef. And that's at 1 milli. Let's see how this is. Basically, my only idea for getting to 1 milli per minute. Trees produce ice berries. So now we can talk about cold. A thing about cold, you cannot have cold and hot at the same time. There is an upgrade that disables that. I think it's in the second tier, if I remember right. Oh, here we go. Harmony. You can have both hot and cold at the same time. Let's see, just out of curiosity, does this change anything? And we'll switch this back to, oh, cold affinity. Cold increases multiplier by additional 0.1. Oh, and we can upgrade this a bunch of times. Interesting. And now cold is giving us a multiplier of, I think, 1, like times 1. But the apples are worth way less. And you see, I think this has already gone down. I think we were around 200k. Now we're at 130k. So the meatballs essentially are not keeping up with the production of the orchard still. Yeah, ice berries just are not worth very much. And you cannot get golden apples from ice berries. So just kind of a double whammy of suckage. And yeah, you just see our rates are just plummeting. So if we switch back to normal apples, you'll see our rates will actually skyrocket because we still have the multiplier from the ice berries. But now we are getting the income from the apples. Okay, actually the difference wasn't as drastic as I thought. Because once the ice berry buff wears off, oh, it's already worn off, it looks like. We're down to 170 per minute is still, 170k per minute is still better. I think we can hit the next DNA, but then I think we have to reset. I cannot get to the cuisine because I just can't get another brain matter. It's a little tricky. I don't know what the strat is here for quicker progress beside just, you know, putting to use our DNA, which I think we will do right now. And again, I forgot to spend my DNA. We will get, I don't think Harmony is that useful for us at the moment. Scare tactics, whenever a trap triggers, a random aphid in the farm produces 1 food. Not that useful, it could help us in the future. Wild blueberry bushes, never going to upgrade that. Increase the multiplier by 0.2 for each unique food in the queen's diet. That seems really, really good. Also, while there are more throwers than haulers have a 300% throwing range. So I could see this working, but balanced diet seems too strong. And then, all these other ones kind of stink. So you know what? We'll get mimicry, and we'll see if we can make it work. So we need to get the throwers dead. We need to get 1, 2, 3, 4 throwers. Oh wait, I need 1 more thrower. Okay, so now I'm curious, how do my haulers behave? Oh, interesting. Could be cool. Could be cool. Let's not say that it's total bungus. I think there's something there. Definitely gonna... Well, the thing is I'm gonna get stomped very quickly. But I don't want to get stomped right now. I'm getting no benefit from it, per se. Maybe slightly quicker harvests, but I'm getting no value from it, so I can spend on something else. What would I like to spend on? I think what I'm going to get, actually, is we're going to get Trap Factory, create a trapper, and Clean Cut. Well, why? No. I just want to upgrade, like, my orchard. My orchard is producing everything for me. We'll get Fecundity to start out. Maybe we will get this upgrade here, Clean Cut, in the future. Okay. We are off on our run. All right, so it appears we have hit a wall. So no matter what I do, I cannot get my production much higher than, like, I guess we could go for this last DNA. I don't think we are... Oh, maybe we are out of reach of it, because it costs 700k to get more larvae. Oh, we are so close. We are so close. What can I do to make it go faster? No upgrades here. Your upgrade's super expensive. Farmers help a little bit, but I need larvae for it. Okay, we're right at the limit, but I think I just have no other upgrades. Like, there's genuinely nothing I can do, I guess. Okay, we can afford to spawn more larvae. Spawn 3 larvae, turn them all into farmers. Does that put us over the threshold? The other thing we can try is switch to frozen apples or frost berries, and then switch back to apples, because apples are still our main source of income. Swapping to frost berries did make my meat production substantially better, but I think this represents percentages. So wait, how were we up at 390 and then now we're back down to 330? What changed? I think, is it that more of my haulers, throwers are spending their time here? I guess, but I don't see the food rotting. Like, nothing. So basically, the way that the meat works, if it sits for too long, it will become kind of a darker color. You see the ones up top, they were getting a little dark, so they kind of start to shrivel over time. But nothing is shriveling to the point that it's not being harvested. So I don't understand. Like, I think, yeah, I have a hauler standing around. I also switched everything to random. I found that the workers stood around a lot more when set to, like, priority lists for some reason. It's like almost like they were waiting for a new largest, and so they were just standing there until it spawned, which is not that good. We are so close, but we're not going to get it, are we? And I have no upgrades left. Like, I'm not saving up 1.3 mil. Okay, that's where I'm going to call it for episode 1. If you are enjoying this series, drop a like. I'm very excited to get into episode 2. We will be getting 100% of the achievements in this game, which we have a long way to go. I don't think there's an in-game way to view achievements. Wait. Shift tab. Oh, blur the screen. Blur the screen. Goblin, remember to blur the screen. Can we make this big? Okay. There we go. We can scroll through our achievement list. We are at 20 out of 80, so we are a quarter of the way done with the game. We have a lot more to go. Also, what's my rarest achievement so far? 73% of players have gotten this achievement already. So we are getting there, but we do not have very impressive achievements. We have a long way to go. Thank you for watching this episode of Feed the Queen. Take care. Bye-bye.